Okay, what we have discussed last day is about this different operating systems. That is what we were discussing about, and we were discussing about the startup process, right? That is booting process. And then we were into different operating systems, right? After learning this different, and I already explained about the CLI operating system. And today we have to learn about process management, memory management, and also about the device drivers and file management in your computer related to the operating system lesson. So this is a practical lesson, right? So different operating systems. I know that you have already experienced with Windows environment, Windows XP, Windows Vista, Linux, maybe Windows 7, 8, Windows 10, 11. So these are the regular operating systems that you're using in day-to-day life. And so actually in my computer, I'm using here. So this is Apple Macintosh. So I'm using Mac OS Big Sur. The version is Big Sur. So this is the operating system version. That is actually 11.2 in number. That is what I'm using in my computer. So you can also check the version of your computer by right-clicking on your desktop. Sorry, right-clicking on my computer and by going to the properties. So that way you can also see the operating system that you are using, as well as the related versions, etc. And Apple, other than that, you have Ubuntu operating system, Android operating system coming for the mobile phones. That is also you're familiar with. Ubuntu operating system, some are familiar. I'm not sure whether all of you are familiar, but you can just get a virtual instance and get exposure to that also. I'll give you link. So Ubuntu virtual it's online, so you can use this online. That's a VPS. So let me show you the desktop version, right? Because the server version is a bit difficult to use without knowing the command. So you can use this desktop version in OnWorks, right? In OnWorks website, you can use this virtual. So there are different operating systems, like in OnWorks, right? You can see different operating systems are there. You can just load it and see, load it in load it in OnWorks and see. So this is, let's see, Ubuntu 19. You want to load that. When you click that, so here you will get a create button. When you create that, okay, I need a, okay, let's start. It will take some time. Okay, you can use this link to load the operating system. Yeah, I'm loading my versions, like still it's loading that. It will be, since this is a free one, so it will display several advertisements, like just ignore that and just get the exposure about the operating system without considering these advertisements, right? Because there will be a lot of advertisements will be displayed here. If you want to remove ads, you have to pay, right? But you can get the exposure to the operating system this way. This is Ubuntu Desktop. You can go to machine, restart, and when you right click this kind, this is the menu appears when you right click, right? You can go to the settings. So that is similar to the control panel in Windows here. Then you can change various settings related to the computer. Actually, this is similar to the when you press the Windows button, you will get that all the icons appeared. So similar to that, you can just click on this and see the applications available. Firefox and this is Thunderbird. You will get these applications for free. Actually, since this is a virtual and it is loaded in your browser, it will take some more time. Here you can see even the connection errors can be there because you are loading this in your web browser. Anyway, using the link, after that last time, just try to get exposed to this operating system, get an idea about Ubuntu operating system too. Actually, one thing that you can try in your computer is put in Virtualbox, Oracle Virtualbox. That way you can create virtual computer in your computer and then install any operating system. So anyone would like to get experience on that? If so, you can share the screen. I'll give you very small amount of time. If you like to get experience, you can share. Right, I think due to power cut, some students are not there today, but anyway, let's do this practical. It's interesting. So anyone interested in learning VirtualBox? I'll teach you, don't worry. I'll teach you, just you need to share the screen. But don't take much time if you think that like if it is taking too much of time, let me. So Oniti, can you share? Or Tisu? One of you can share. Esandu, okay. Thank you. Right, Oniti, if you want to download this VirtualBox, that means if you want to create virtual computers in your computer, yes, please click on that and just search for, this is Ubuntu, just search for VirtualBox, yeah, VirtualBox. Okay, press enter. And then you can see here virtual Oracle VirtualBox. Here, that is the version. Just click and download that. So download 6.1. That is free, right? That is a free and it's very small software. It's not heavy. It's a small software. You can see Windows hosts. Yeah, that one. Click on that. And you can see it's only 106 MB. It will be downloaded to your computer very soon. Because it's less than HD song, less than size of HD song. Right? It will be downloaded very soon into your computer. Okay, after downloading, you can click and start installation process. Just open it. Some computers are having troubles supporting this virtual machine. But some computers, they allow virtual machines. Okay, you can go to the next and install it. Install it. Done. Okay, let's wait until it installs. Okay, those who have joined later, so if you need help, please tell me. What I have asked, I asked you to download Oracle VirtualBox. Wait. It's asking. So you have to read the messages, right? So sometimes it's asking to install some free other software. That's why I said that. Wait, okay, you can start it. I hope it's downloaded and installed. Okay, this way, this is a virtual machine. So this will allow you to create virtual computers. Inside your computer, you can create some virtual computers, but you have to think about your computer performance before doing that. So let's go to your task manager, Pute, and let's see what is your performance. You can right click over there and just start the task manager. Yes. Then please go to the performance there. And then you can see the available memory and available, in your case, you have 4 CPUs and 2 GB is currently used, and remaining closer to 1 GB is available. So you have to be careful when creating these other operating systems. Don't use much memory. So don't use more than 1 GB, because if you are using more than 1 GB, what will happen? Your computer will struck because you already consume 2 GB. I think your memory is 4 GB. Yes, here the physical memory is 4032 means 4 GB. Out of that 4 GB here, this is the available, right? Here actually she has Windows 7 operating system. No, this is actually available memory. From that, out of that, 50% is currently utilized. That is 2 GB is utilized. So processor is okay. So nothing wrong with the processor, but limited memory in your computer, you have to keep that in the mind when you are creating new virtual computer. Okay, let's close that. Now you know the performance. Similar to this, if you have very less amount of memory, so if you try to create a virtual machine, it might give an error, because if you have very less amount of memory which cannot be shared further, so you are helpless. Then what you need to do is you need to update the memory. Okay, click on new there. Click on new button. Okay, it will ask what is the virtual machine that you wish to create. So since you have only 1 GB available, I recommend you creating either Ubuntu or a lightweight operating system, or even Windows XP would be okay. So you can try different operating systems, but these operating systems, I think better to have some lightweight operating systems. So let's try for Windows XP or whatever you like. If you like Linux, yes, you can try Linux too. So the preferred version, you can select version, click on that and you can select, yeah. So let's say you need to create, there are different Ubuntu versions. Let's create, so all these actually supported ones, I think these are 32-bit operating systems. Can you see whether do you have any 64-bit available? Drop down a little. No. All are 32-bit. I think your machine is 32-bit. That is the reason B. Right. Let's go for Linux. Sorry, Linux 2.6. Yeah, that general version. You can give a name to that. You can give any name, a preferred name. Okay, then click next. It is asking you what is the memory that you need. Right, so you can see 4 GB available. That is your current memory. From that 4 GB memory, so if you try to share half, so that is not recommended, because you will here. So if you try to share half somewhere here, like 2 GB, your computer will slow down because you will have the remaining 2 GB. If you don't have memory, you can't create, right? You can't create. You can share from the current memory only. I can recommend you going like around here, would be okay, but not more than that. Yeah. So that is enough, 700 MB. That is not a normal memory that we are using, but this is a virtual computer. No? So you can give that number also, doesn't matter, you can proceed. Then it's asking whether to create a virtual hard disk. I think you have space in your computer, you can create it. That is a virtual hard disk, that is not original. So what they are going to do is allocate some space from your existing hard disk, right? You can create that. Okay, VDI is okay, that is your virtual disk type. And asking whether you want to fix allocate or dynamically. If you allocate this fixedly, so what will happen, when you allocate this fixed space, it will be taken from your hard disk. But if you dynamically allocate, only if it draws, it will take. So that is recommended, right? Only if it draws, it taken is, but because you don't want to allocate a fixed room, only if it draws, you can allocate on demand dynamically. That is good. You can keep that and click next. And there you're asking the file location and the size, 8 GB. Yeah, it's enough. You can proceed. Will be saved in the C users. Okay, this is your computer. Now you can start it. Right, this is your computer. You can click on the start button and start it. Okay, anyone else? I think if you need any help, right, you can click start. If you need any help, please tell me, then I can allocate. So fail to open session for that. So see the details, please. Details. Okay, so what it says. Okay. Click OK. Let's create another machine and see. So can you create Windows XP machine? I just want to see whether still that error will come. This can happen due to like sometimes in your BIOS, we discussed last day, in your BIOS, there is a setting called, you can use Microsoft Windows, yeah, Microsoft Windows, from that Windows XP. Sometimes in some BIOS settings, the virtualization is disabled. That means you are not allowed to create virtual machines. In some computers, this can happen. Yes, you can use XP, give a name to that and proceed like previous way. So yes, give a name and then yes, you can proceed. You can increase that a little. Okay. Yeah, create and move forward. And yes, click next. Sometimes if you're getting, if you're continue to get these errors, it can be due to the virtualization settings in your BIOS. So you have to go to your BIOS and enable virtualization. Click next. Create. Try to start that. If still it gives an error, can be due to virtualization. Oh, yes. Can be due to, can you go to the task manager again? This can happen maybe due to the virtualization disabled. Can you see whether virtualization enabled or disabled? This will be displayed here. System, kernel, CPU. Can you go to the resource monitor, please? Resource monitor. CPU. Okay, is there any virtualization associated service? No, I think you have to enable that using the BIOS. Right, you know how to access BIOS. When you restart, don't do it now. When you restart the computer, I'll show that, right, how BIOS appears and how to access that. So you have to press a key and access that. So in my computer also I have Virtualbox. Here, this is Virtualbox. Let me show what you need to do. You need to enable BIOS settings when you turn on the computer. So that might be the reason for that. Some computers, like some processors, are not supporting virtualization. Actually, that processor will not have the feature. So let's see. I'm going to do the same thing. So create a new Virtualbox. This time I'm going to create Windows, and let's select Windows XP somewhere here, and I'm going to create, let's say, my XP computer. Continue, and I'm allocating some memory. Continue, and then virtual hard disk, creating VDI. Next, dynamically allocated. Next, okay, create, done. So let me start that, and so oh, what is this? I'm getting the same error. Kernel driver not installed. Maybe this is with the new version. I'm getting the same error because I have enabled virtualization. So let's try for the kernel settings. Okay. Generally done system. Okay. Other things I cannot change. But still I'm getting the error. C minus. So why this happens? Okay, let's try with my security settings. But Windows, your case is different case, right? Your case is not the same. Your case, I think it's because of the virtualization disabled. In my case, this is another one. No, it's also not the same. Just cancel this. So there are different applications we can try with that also. Instead of Virtualbox, we can try with that also, but let me try one more time. If it permits. I cannot see something like that. System software developer was blocked from loading. No. Not the same error. Seems something else. Yes, anyway. We try to load Virtualbox with the administrative settings. No, still. Okay, can you try to load Aniti? Can you try to load Virtualbox with the administrative settings? So can you share the screen again? Aniti, can you share the screen again? Yes, go there. Right click on this and yes, try to load with administrative settings. Run as administrator, please. Sometimes it may work. Click OK to that. Now please try to start. Okay, still you are getting that error, right? Okay, so there's another one. So another software, let's try for that as well. So that is called Vmware. So that is then another virtualization platform is Vmware Player, right? You can just download Vmware and install. But the thing is, the Vmware is you need to pay for that. It's not free, right? Maybe the new version of Oracle VirtualBox might work. I have not tried that. So, but I have Vmware. I'll show that using Vmware this time. So actually you can search, there are alternatives to this software. So for Vmware also there are alternatives. You can check by going to alternative2.net website. And so then you can try to find free alternative to this, because there are here VMware Workstation 4 is paid one. It's not free. Then here VMware Workstation Player, that is a free software, right? VMware Workstation Player is a free software, free personal use. But VMware Fusion is a free personal use. I'm using that. And then, so let's try to download VMware Workstation Player. VMware Workstation Player. Try to download, let's try to download that. So this should work, because this is another alternative. Don't go to the alternative2.net site. So this is just showing some alternatives. And not only that, there are different other versions. So here you can see even for the Oracle VirtualBox, there are solutions, right? Here, VirtualBox, also there are some other solutions, some alternatives you can use. Here, Enigma VirtualBox. And Portable VirtualBox is another one. Then this is QMove. Seems to be another one. So anyway, let's try to download the VMware. So I have downloaded that already. So this is my VMware Fusion. So you can download VMware Workstation Player. Because like if you need to practice these operating systems, you have to anyway try these alternatives. So let me try VMware Fusion. Is it giving, because this virtualization is anyway sharing your resources. Sometimes it might give error messages, that can happen. But let's try this with VMware Fusion. So this is easy, convenient, and having less bugs, right? You can see here, I have already, right, this is Windows 7, and actually this is BIOS. I'll show you how to access this, right? When I load that, let me resume the machine that I have created. If the machine is exist, I can create. I'll show you how to create a new machine as well. Right? If you want to create a new machine, you have to go file new, and similar to the previous one. Then from here, you have to create custom virtual machine, continue, and I'm skipping the version. Then you are asked, similar to the previous software, this is asking which software you need to install. I can select from here. I need to install, let's say, Windows XP Home Edition. I can select that and proceed. Then asking to create new virtual disk. Okay. So asking the RAM size, 512, that is enough. Yes. Finish. And your machine will be immediately created. Then asking where to save. Let me save it in virtual machines. Okay. So this you need to work a little hard and get, maybe if you are lucky, you will succeed in the first time. Here, this is my virtual machine. This is like a real computer. Let me maximize that. And when you turn on this, or when you play this, it will turn on. I can just close this. Seems a little busy because I'm running multiple machines. That's the reason. I have already started one machine and trying to start another. That is why it's giving errors. Let me suspend this. Otherwise, my RAM will be very busy. Now, once suspended, you can see this will be started. Okay, see here. So when you turn on today, you can see something here. Press F2 to enter setup. When you turn on your computer, immediately there will be a message displayed. Press F1 to setup, press Del to setup, press F2 to setup, something like that. At that time, you have to press F2. Then you can access the BIOS. Right? But this might be different from computer to computer. In this computer, so what is the tool? So let me restart and show you again. So it will be displayed immediately in the bottom part. So this is very quick message. Okay, here see it, F2 to enter the setup. It will suddenly disappear, right? So my alternative solution, try to press F2, Del, F10, Escape, all together. Then one of these keys will work. එකක් හරි වැඩ කරනවා. හරිද? F2, Del, Escape තියෙනවා සමහර ඒවායි. F10 තියෙනවා. ඔය ඔක්කොම ඔබ ඉන්නකොට ඉගෙන on කරනකොටම ඔබන්න. on කරනකොටම ඔය ටික ඔබ ඉන්න ඕන. එතකොට මොකක් හරි වැඩ කරලා setup එකට එනවා. මම දැන් F2 ගහලා පෙන්නන්නම්. මේක restart කරලා. I'll put F2. Okay, here I am restarting. Then I'm pressing F2 immediately. Okay, here I'm done. When I press F2, it will load the basic input output system. This is it. This is your basic input output system. Here, in advanced, but you have to use advanced. There mostly you can see the virtualization part. මෙතන ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඔයාලට virtualization කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. ඔන්න ඔතනින් තමයි ඔක හදන්න ඕන. There's a setting. So probably it is disabled. Right? Then what you need to do is see in the advanced chipset whether we have that. If it is disabled, you have to enable that. Let me show. This is what you can see. BIOS virtualization disabled. So when it is disabled, you can enable that. Here different setups, can you see? Here in this virtualization technology, here's mostly it is disabled. That is the reason. And here another one, right? Intel virtualization technology. You have to enable that. That is under advanced. Here another one. Virtualization technology. You have to enable that. Right? This is a color BIOS, another one. Here also Intel virtualization technology. You have to, it's disabled. You have to enable that. Without enabling that, you cannot install another OS inside your computer as a virtual machine. You can install ads into the original machine, but not to the virtual machine. So then you can see, even though I have selected XP, it's not starting XP. Why? Why it is not starting XP? The reason? Yes? Anyone? Can anyone tell the reason why it is not? So I'm trying to, okay, let me exit saving changes. Yes. And it will try to turn on my computer like this. So you can see here. It will try to open XP, but it will halt. It will stop. You know the reason, because I have discussed this last day. Here. It will stop here. What is the reason? Yes, what is the reason? Hesandu, come on, talk, please. Yes, මොකක්ද හේතුව පුතේ? ඇයි මේක මෙයා වෙන්නේ නැත්තේ? Store මේක on වෙන්නේ නැත්තේ ඇයි? Why it is not started? Anything? No idea. No idea. No idea again.
No idea, sir.
Okay. The reason is we have not installed the operating system, right? අපි machine එක හැදුවා තමයි. We have created the computer. That is true. But where's the operating system? Operating system එක අපි install කරේ. You have to download and install that operating system. That is the next challenge. So maybe Windows XP ISO file, a 32-bit ISO file, right? What you need to do here, this is isoserver.com. You can just get the ISOs from here. And you can see different ISO files are there. Here, the 32-bit version is there. So this is a free trial, Windows XP ISO, a free trial. What you have to do? You have to download this file. And then, after downloading, then you have to install that into your virtual machine. Then only this will be open. Then only this will load the operating system. So you have to download this and install. That is the method, right? After downloading, what you have to do, you have to go to the virtual machine and enable your CD and connect the DVD or CD, then to this connect DVD, right? Then to this DVD, you have to connect that ISO or the disk image here, the disk image that I have downloaded, you have to connect. Let me show a small case, very small operating system. Let's say Chromium. Is it a small ISO? I'm not sure whether Chromium is smaller or not. So what is the size of Chromium? Chromium is a OS. Oh, the size is it's larger, right? I thought it is smaller than small ISO operating system. So shall we find small one? There is something called damn small Linux, right? Damn small Linux. But this XP, it will like consume 500 MB. So that will take some time. So Etcher, so what is the size of Etcher? Etcher, let's try Etcher. Tiny Core Linux, this is another one. So let's try them. All these are, there are 200 plus Linux versions, right? Etcher So there's the download button. Can you see? Oh, here. Download for. No, I don't want to download like that. The itcher is for the itcher is just to burn that, right? Then I think I have to use DSL is anyway free one, very small one. Let's see the sizes. Ubuntu is 700 MB, still too much for me. Linux Lite 512. Oh, Linux Lite, no, size is not given. Let's try to download. Puppy Linux. Puppy Linux. So these are small Linux versions. You can try to download these versions and see whether it's compatible with your machine, your virtual machine, right? But before that, you need to download small operating systems. Linux Lite. So what is the size of this? Oh, still 2 GB, right? At least even though it's light, it is 2 GB. It's larger. What about Puppy Linux? The ISO file is a bit larger. Puppy Linux. 32-bit version. It is here. You can see 300 MB. That is somewhat acceptable. You can download that. Puppy Linux is only 300 MB. Likewise, you have to. So this is 400 MB. So different versions. These different versions of Puppy, different interfaces of Puppy. Puppy 8. This distribution. It is, you can see it is only 200 MB. Right? Likewise, you have to download a Linux version or Windows version. If anyone having a running machine, then I can give. Dimat, do you have running virtual machine? Esandu? Oniti anithaka download karad. Have you downloaded the other one?
No, sir.
So that is called Vmware Player, Workstation Player. Vmware Workstation Player. Dimat, ඔයාලඟ තියෙනවද? Dimat? Do you have? Dasun? No. No one is responding. Seems no one is interested in doing the practical skills, right? Okay, Oniti, can you share again? I'll show you how. Okay. The operating systems that we have learned, we need to learn and we need to get some exposure. So Ubuntu Linux, yes, we will get some experience into Linux operating system and Android operating system. You have experience already. Hantana Linux is a Linux-based operating system which is developed in Sri Lanka, right? It's a Linux-based operating system which has developed by Sri Lankans. And so you can also get this downloaded, and that is, so you can also create your own version of Linux. You can also create your own version of Linux because it has like facilities. Linux has customizable. So the source codes are available. All the codes are available. You can create your own version. So the operating system types. So like we discussed, DOS, disk operating system, the initial version, it is a single user, single task operating system. That means multiple users cannot use that operating system, and also one user can do only one task. one user can do only one task. එක user කෙනෙකුට එක වැඩක් විතරයි. Right, let's see the terminal. It looks like Microsoft DOS, no? MS DOS, no? Similar. In order to use DOS, you have to install, if you want to install DOS operating system, you have to use something called DOS box. There's something called DOS box. Inside DOS box, you can install DOS operating system. And I said another virtual platform last day also. So that is anyway a single user, single tasking operating system. Eka user කෙනෙකුට එක වැඩක් විතරයි කරන්න පුළුවන්. Not multiple tasks. A single user, single task operating system. So then multi-user operating system means the operating system can be used by multiple users same time. Those are mainly server type operating systems, server computers. Means you are logging into that computer, but not just you, multiple users can log into that computer same time. So think about Google. Google is actually they have installed Google in a server. Actually, I'm accessing Google now, but you can also access. No one will say, the Google will not say, please wait, Dasun is already accessing that. After Dasun log off, you can log in. No such thing. You can access. Similar thing, you can access. So the same computer can be accessed by thousands of users same time. So just get an idea from that. Google website can be accessed by thousands of users same time. They can search different things. Indian guy can search about India top 10 songs. A Sri Lankan person can search about Sri Lankan political situation. A Canadian person can search about a business topic. Australian person can search about the climate there. So different people can search different things same time. එකම වෙලාවට users ලා ගොඩක් එකම computer එකට log වෙලා එක එක දේවල් කරනවා. So these are called multi-user, multitasking operating systems. So one operating system, but many users are using. Not just that, many users are using and they are doing many tasks. So these are called multi. So this is single user multitasking, right? Single user multitasking. So multi-user multitasking and single. So I don't like these terms much, right? So let me write actually so a more appropriate term. This is called single user. Please write down it in pencil. Single task. One user can do one task at a time. This is called, just rather than telling single user operating system, the more appropriate wording is single user, single task. මොකද single user operating system කිව්වොත් Windows 7 උත් single user තමයි. Windows 8 උත් single user තමයි. But that is not single user, single task. Maker, this one is single user, multitask. And this operating system is multi-user, multitask. So those are the appropriate terms. So I think you can write that using a pencil in your book. Please do it using a pencil in your book. Write down in your book using a pencil, because that is the appropriate word. Single user, single task. One user can do one task. Multi-user, multitask. That means many users can do many tasks. Similar to what you're doing with Google. So many people can search many things in Google same time. But that is just to get an idea, right? That is not operating system. That is a website. But just to get an idea, think about Google. Linux operating systems, Windows Server operating systems allow this. It allows users to log in different user accounts. Oniti, meanwhile, can you tell me, have you installed that? Is it working?
Sir, this laptop said that it can't because there should be a Windows 8 or Great OS, but I'm trying from another one.
Oh, that's the thing, right? Yeah. So you have Windows 7 in your computer, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you have downloaded the more recent version. I couldn't tell you, sorry. You have to get older version. The reason is you have older version of operating system. Right? older version එකක් නේ OS එක තියෙන්නේ. Okay, then real-time operating system. Okay, single user single task, multi-user multitask, multi-user single user multitask. So that means one user can do many tasks. That means Windows 7, while typing you can listen to a song. While downloading a song, you can open another one and play a music. That means one user can do many tasks. එකක් නෙවෙයි ගොඩක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. download වෙන ගමන් සින්දුවක් අහන ගමන් document එකක් type කරන්න. Likewise, you can do multiple tasks. A single user can do multiple tasks. Real-time operating systems are actually providing output with minimum delay, right? Minimum observable delay. Right? That means when you want cash, you type the amount that you want to withdraw and the cash will come through the ATM machine. So operating systems used in ATM machines working as real time. And not just that, in vehicles, in airplanes, in ships, right? So in not only that, in washing machines, in ovens, in air conditioners, right? In smart refrigerators. So they are operating systems. These operating systems respond real time. When you increase the volume need to be increased, right? So whatever the speed of the vehicle need to be displayed that time itself. So that is a real-time operating system, mostly used in critical systems and mainly in appliances. This is special case. Real time කියන්නේ ඒ වෙලාවේ වෙනද ඒ වෙලාවෙම පෙන්නනවා. එයා input දෙදී ඉන්න ඕන නැහැ. කාර් එක ස්පීඩ් එකකින් යනවා නම් ඒ ස්පීඩ් එක ඒ වෙලාවෙම පෙන්නනවා. කාර් එකේ auto brake වදින්න ඕන නම් ඒ වෙලාවේ වදින්න ඕන වෙලාවේ තමයි brake එක වදින්නේ. Right? All these things happen real time. So mainly this is like you can say ATM machines, calculators, vehicles, airplanes. So these real-time operating systems are working. Okay, then what OS can provide? That we had an idea what an operating system can provide, what kind of services provided by the operating system. So I'll give you one easy tool to understand all these things in a single place. So it's anyway, one of the main tasks is managing the computer hardware, and the second main task is providing user interface. I said that it's working as the middleman between us and our computer hardware and the user. It works as the middleman, providing the user interface. That user interface can be command line, or that user interface can be a graphical user either. So it can provide that and help us work with the computer. And another thing is, it works as hardware manager, basically a resource manager. So what are the resources? So processors. So let me show this. So I need one of you to share again, because like I need to show this in Windows operating system. That is easy. Can one of you share again? Quickly, Pute, Dimak, Akila, can you? Dimak, Akila, Esandu. Please, Pute, don't take much time. Please share. Don't tell that you are joining using your mobile phone. Every day you can't do this magic, right? You're always joining with the mobile phone, so you can't share. So why don't you join with your computer? You can join with the computer as well. You all are all our students. You have to be responsible, because grade 6 students are also doing that. So why you can't do? ඔයාලට බැරි වෙන්න විදියක් නැහැ නේ. grade 6 අයත් කරනවා. අකිල බැරිද share කරන්න? Okay, tell me the reason that you cannot share, please. So this reason cannot be the same, right? That just last day you said that you are joining with mobile phone. So today also you are joining with the mobile phone, is it? Sandu, so what's your reason? Dasun? Vimat? Please tell me.
I am having a power cut.
Power cut. Okay. What about the others?
Sir, can I now? I'm joining from another device.
Okay, sure. Others need to share, right? Oniti, yes, please share. Okay, it's another one. Right. So what you need to do is, I just want to show you the steps, how the process management is done. So can you just start the task manager? Please start the task manager. There you can see everything related to this management activities done by the computer. Please start the task manager. There, please go to the, okay, this one, process. The first screen that you can see is process. So see how many processes are running. It's not a single process. In the background, there are 107 processes according to this. In the background, there are 107 processes. In the application area, there are 6 processes, right? Application area, there are 6 apps, actually not 6 processes, 6 apps. So these are also having different processes. So altogether, there will be 100 plus processes running same time. එක වෙලාවට බලන්න නේද process 100 ගාණක් run වෙනවා computer එකේ. එතකොට 100 ගාණක් run වෙනවා නම් processors ඒවට වෙන වෙනම concern දෙන්න ඕන නේද? ඒවට අවස්ථා දෙන්න ඕන. The priorities need to be given, chances need to be given. So also you need to give resources, allocate resources. So process management is one major activity by the operating system. Go to the performance, then you can see some more. See here, you can see the CPU or the process management. The second one is memory management. So memory, click on the memory and see how many things are running in here. Actually, you have 8 GB memory. Out of that, 7.7 GB occupied. Means there are a lot of applications running. Right, a lot of applications share this memory. When you start new application, it allocates some memory. Let's start Opera. Can you start Opera? No need to minimize, keep it as it is. And can you see? So it was somewhere to 7.7, but it has increased now. So what is the amount now? Can I see? So I can barely see. Can you make it larger? Okay, you can see now. Through the graph, can you see it has increased, right? In the graph, the increasing happens due to the allocation of memory to the Opera. So can you close Opera? Just right click and close Opera. Yeah, there you can just go to this back. And when Opera is closed, so please go to the performance. Right, it's already closed. Go to the performance. Go to the performance. And can you see the memory allocation? Memory is now deallocated. Earlier, memory was allocated. Now memory is deallocated. So allocation, deallocation of the memory to different applications happening inside the computer, we call that memory management. And not only that, the storage management, hard disk, storage and file management happens there. In the Wi-Fi, so in the Wi-Fi, you can see there is something called the network management that is related to Wi-Fi. And when you go to the users, so when you go to the users section, you can see there are, okay, one user here. So that user uses this amount of, this is single user machine. But if there are multiple users, that will display that as well. So what are the management activities we just learned in the computer? Those are process management, we saw. Memory management, we saw. Then the storage management and file management. Network management, we saw. Security management, we didn't, but there is security management 2. Device management, we didn't, but that is also there. In order to see the device management and security management, let's go to, okay. So please share it again, Oniti. Can you share it again, Oniti? Hello. Oniti, can you share it again? Okay. So can you click on Windows key and R key together? Windows key and R key together. Okay, there, please type, please remember this command, gpedit.msc. gpedit.msc. See, enter. Oh. So gpedit. Oh, can you just search gpedit in Windows 11? Just search gpedit. So there's some other command in Windows 11. You have to actually enable this separately, right? You have to enable this separately. In to do that, actually, you have to use PowerShell to enable that. Right, there is a PowerShell command, but doesn't matter. So let's use the other one. So can you please go to this PC, right click on this PC and select manage. Right click on this PC, select manage. There, can you see there's something called device manager? That is what the device management, and you can enable, disable devices here. For an example, if you want to disable Bluetooth, you can right click on Bluetooth and disable. Just click on that, don't disable, but you can do that if you want. You can disable, doesn't matter. You can go to the properties. There, okay, it is not there, so cancel it. Maybe, so can you just drop down? There is a small one, small arrow in front of that. In front of Bluetooth, there's small arrow. Yeah. Can you just click on that, please? Right click on that. Okay, here you can disable the device. Right, if you think that it is insecure to your computer to enable Bluetooth, you can just disable. Later you have to enable here. Similarly, cameras, if you have, you can disable. Right, cameras you can disable, and yeah, that will show you the default web camera. You can just disable it, and so that will not be available after that. So, but don't worry, that will not do anything, any damage to your computer. After disabling, the applications won't be able to use that. But you can come back and enable it. Sound, you can disable. Right? Sounds, you can disable. Mouse, keyboard, USB, pen drives, you can disable, enable. That management is there. That is called device management. Right? That is called device management. And security, I'll show you using the file management utility. Can you create a folder in your desktop, please? Just create folder in your desktop. New folder. And right click and go to properties. Right click on the folder, go to the properties. So there you can see a security tab. Can you see? There's something called security. So there you can see, so different users are having different privileges. System user has all the privileges. System can do anything to this folder. Then the HP, I think that is your user account, right? HP laptop, that is your user account. Can you just click on that, the second user account? So let's say you want to change some permission to this. So can you go to edit? There, let's deny, let's make like, let's deny the writable permission. Can you just, yes, disable write permission? Yeah, okay. Apply, and click OK. Yes, you want. Click OK. Okay, I go OK again. Right, now please go inside the folder. You can open it because you have the permission to open it. Can you try to create another folder inside that? Another folder inside that, just right click over there. Right click, new folder. Okay, I think the user account is not there. Right, press enter. Press enter. Right click on that folder, please, and go to the properties. I think the user account is not the one that we have used. Go to the security, please. And the third user, please go to the administrator account. Right, edit, and disable the writing perm. Here you have selected the system now. You have to select the second account. That is the reason, right? Please go there, second account. Just from that you have to deny the writing. That's the reason. Earlier one you have denied to the system. Now apply and see. Apply and click OK and see. Apply, click OK, apply, click OK. And go inside the particular folder and try to create another folder inside there. Oh, here you can see it has security mark. Means creating a new folder, you need upper layer security. Means you need to be a system or administrative user. Why? Normal users cannot do any modification to this folder. That is the settings. That is what we have edited. Understood? So different users can be given different permission levels to the same object. Again, මේ folder system එකට එක permission එකක්, admin ලට එකක්, දැන් ඔයාගේ computer එකේ තව user account එකක් තියෙනවා නම්, if you have another user account for your brother and you, අපි හිතමු ඔනිතිට මල්ලි කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. ඒතර ඔනිතිගේ මල්ලි අපි හිතමු එයා හැම එකම මකනවා. Example එකක්. Your brother is erasing everything in your computer. So you want him to stop. ඒ හින්දා ඔයා වෙනම account එකක් brother ට හදලා දෙනවා, මල්ලිට වෙනම user account එකක් හදලා දීලා. Oniti, do you know how to create a new user account? I hope, right? If not, again, share, I'll tell you. Right? If not, please share again. I'll again tell you, right? If yes, it's okay. If no, you have to go to the, again, so easiest way is you have to go to the user accounts in the control panel and create a one. Right, okay, I hope you know. Right, let's say, then you can create account to your brother, because he's annoying and he's deleting your files and folders. And then you can, so when you have shared documents, so let's say there are some movies, you and your brother both watch those movies, and you want your brother to stop deleting, then you can just go to the folder, change the settings to read only. Then your brother can read, execute, see, but cannot delete. Need your permission to do that. Similarly, file management and security management can be done. Okay, now we saw today's lesson, we saw everything practically, how process management happens, what are the processes, how memory management happens, so how memory is utilized and deallocated and allocated. Device management, how to enable, disable device, where the device manager is. It is in, when you right click on this PC, when you go to manage, you can see the device manager. Then the file management, file and folders. Files are inside, folders are inside folders. You have files. You can create folders and you can set the permissions. You can manage them. So we will learn about some new concepts like defragmentation, partitioning. So that I'll be telling next day. Right? Then the security management, you show different. So same object, different users will have different privileges on the same object. That is how the security management is done. Network management, you can connect to the network, you can connect to different network. So you can disable the network, enable the network, enable Wi-Fi, disable Wi-Fi. All these things belongs to network management. That is also a function of operating system. So I have done a little bit faster because this is a practical section. So next day, so I have already discussed all these things, but I have to go through these things again up to here. So up to security management. And next day, then CLI, GUI we have already discussed. So then we have to learn about the partitioning, formatting, and defragmentation. I'll be doing that as well next day. I hope next day we can finish this lesson. Yes, we can finish it. Okay, so then I'll wind up with that. Good night. See you all next week.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.